Hello, you malters. I'm Ralfy. Welcome to my little video entitled 3 Great Auction Whiskies. And so I'm basically going to introduce 3 whiskies, Scotch single malt whiskies that I bought at auction because of the price, the availability, and I'm going to tell you why I bought them. So the first one is this Bailey Nickel Jarvey. It's a blend. It's a traditional blended Scotch. It's actually bottled at 40% and you can't buy it in the shops. It's what's called a discontinued brand. But the reason I bought it is because for me it has a lot of nostalgia. It's one of these really ordinary but good quality yesteryear blended Scotch whiskies that's dry and slightly sour and really traditional, and it's just a great astringent, almost a vermouth style of Scotch whisky, which you really don't see nowadays. So obviously I paid a little bit more. I paid about £70 for this, but I think it's worth it for the simple reason that it's a nostalgia whisky, and when you see these appear at auction, it's really good to give them a consideration because they're simply not available at the retailers. My second bottle is this Benriach 25-year-old. Benriach is not a collectible brand, so it doesn't attract collectors' prices, and therefore you're able to get older single malt versions of Benriach at a reasonable price. And in this instance, because there was some damage to the case that it came in, and it basically just a little bit of damp and mould on it and dust, it didn't appeal to the collectors. So I think I paid about £160 for this, which is a lot of money. But I tell you what, the thing about auction whiskies is there's been plenty of reviews online, which are the reviews that matter because it's consensus and it's generally honest. And this is just a banger of a single malt. It's one of the very traditional old school substantial complex whiskies, which is not too old that it's gone stale, and it's just utterly cask dominated. This is still got the signature of Benriach, which is a wonderfully chameleon single malt, and when it's done right it can be just very impressive. And finally, a whiskey which I'm going to be reviewing this next in my review 1059, and early next year I'm going to be reviewing this. Here it is. Jura 16-year-old, bottling edition number 1. I know you're probably shocked if you're right into a whiskey. Why would I buy a bottle of Jura at auction when it's one of the most boring brands out there? Well, the fact is, it's not the whiskey that's boring, it's the way the producers bottle it and then discount it in the supermarket because they don't appreciate the true value of it. Jura is an amazing whiskey. It's got a wonderful, when it's really pulsing, it's got this wonderful complex nutty note, usually there's a touch of walnut in it. Amazing whiskey. And this has been a recent release, which I got it basically at auction for the same price if I'd bought it in the shelf, so it meant that I could include it in the delivery costs of the other bottles that I'd bought. And it's 46% unchill filtered, natural colour. And before I bought this, I was in a bar in Glasgow and I saw it on the shelf and I bought a glass so I could try it before I thought of buying it and reviewing it. So I'm happy to review it. It's a real traditional soft style of Isle of Jura, and it's a very good whiskey. All these whiskies are really good. They were all bought at auction. They're all bangers in very different ways, completely different, and this is what you can buy at auctions. If there aren't specific specialised whisky auctions where you are, look for general auctions. Because there's plenty of general auctions around the world, and you will find, usually towards the end of the auction taking place, that they put in collective boxes of bottles from house clearances or what people are just wanting to get rid of, and they don't have access to a specialist whisky auction, and you can get some really, really, really interesting stuff there. So there you have it, from my auction stash. 3 bangers.